Hello, everyone. Here's Brad from the company Zcon, and we're going to be taking a look at some of the variables that go into play and can be considered when coming up with an optimization for your trim solution. So we're going to take a look here. You have an example of an example solution that was generated, and first we're going to take a look at some of the restrictions that can go into play. So these are restrictions that are applied to the equipment that is used during the optimization, and this can vary quite a bit. So here you can see starting off that you have the type of machine that can be considered. So there's various different types of restrictions that can be applied to all different types of machinery. So we're going to start off with the slitting machine, which we're taking a look at now. So here you have three different equipment resources here, each with their applying number of knives that can be put into place when taking slitting into consideration. You have your minimum side loss, your maximum side loss. These are all displayed in millimeters at the moment. And you have your minimum as well. Here you have your minimum width of the jumbo that can be placed into the piece of equipment, and you also have the maximum. So this corresponds to the same number. And here, this corresponds to the number of knives. So this is the minimum width you can have when slitting. So this is 10 millimeters. And this is the maximum slitting you can have on each piece of machinery. So you can see there's a number of variables that go into place for the equipment themselves. And now we're going to take a look at the orders. So these orders come directly from the SAP master data. So here you have a corresponding order number to them. And you have a lot of further information such as planning details and other location, which plant was this planned for, the start date and start time. But you also have the resource on which this equipment was planned. So here you can see it's the slitting machine 1. However, we have built in the flexibility to change that at any time. So directly here from trim, you can go here and go to the cutting resources and actually change it to whichever one is needed at that moment. So you can do that on the fly as you go. So here you also have other information to the order. So you have the required quantity, the unit of measure. You have your tolerances. So you have 5 to 4% tolerance for this order. It's not for all industries, but there are some where this is applicable. You have your pieces, or so a number of rolls that are planned to come out of that order. And you also have that based on the tolerance as well. So you have also the pieces here. So this is the number of pieces that go into for packaging. So you can see for these two orders, it's 1, however, this one's 3. So this is of use so that the optimization knows that it should produce quantities for this order in 3. So you don't have an odd number coming out, such as 2 at the end, and that's you don't have a full order going out. You have the real width, the grammage, and other important data, which are all pulled directly from the production order. Now, you can also take into account what you have on storage. So here are some rolls that are, as an example, held in storage or were purchased where you know the quantifiable data already, and you can actually use these within your planning scenario to be already planned in. So you're then planning from storage first and then ordering an addition, or however you would like to do that. In addition to that, you can also take into account defects or faults within the roll. So for example, here you can take a look at any number of rolls that were part of the receipts, and you can see the corresponding mistakes or defects that were associated with that roll. Now these can come as part of a manual entry somewhere earlier in production, or they can be read automatically through some kind of camera system, which are available depending on what level of automation you have in your factory. So those are just some of the basic variables we have in play that go into optimization. They're quite extensive and quite flexible, and to give you the best optimization and also to fit the requirements of your production. Thank you.